March 3rd, 2021, and our I Can for today says, I can find the fractional parts and explain between two whole numbers my answer lies. All right, so let's start with a little review from yesterday. Yesterday we were talking about how we could have a big number and I could multiply it by a fraction. And really, to find my answer, all I had to do was take my number and multiply it by the numerator, right? So we did n times a over b. Let's turn that into numbers to make sure we understand what that means. This means if I had a number like 3 times 2/5, my 3 is my n, it's my big number, my whole number. 2/5 is my fraction. And so to solve this problem, I could do my repeated addition, I could do a number line, I could do all of those ways, or I could just take my big number times my numerator. I could do 3 times 2, and that would still be over 5, because the denominator stays the same. And that would give me 6/5, which of course we know is improper. And so then we would of course do a number bond, and I would get 5/5 plus 1/5. And I've renamed my fraction, and 5/5 can be renamed 1 whole. So my solution would be 1 whole and 1/5. Okay, so that's our review. Let's move on just a little bit today. Today we're going to be talking about doing the same thing, but figuring out between which two whole numbers my answer lies. So I'm going to start with a number line just for some practice. This is going to be 0, make 1, 2, and 3. I had a number like 2/3. Where would 2/3 go? I'm going to highlight my areas. We're going to have an orange area. We're going to have a yellow area. I'm going to have a blue area. You know, we'll even have a purple area down here at the end. All right, so here's my question. My fraction is 2/3. If I have 2/3, what color area would 2/3 come in? If you have 2/3 of a chocolate bar, I'm thinking in my head, is 2/3 bigger than 1 whole? No, it's smaller. So I know that if I was splitting it into thirds, 1, 2, 3/3, this right here would be 2/3. So I would say 2/3 comes between 0 and 1. See, it's in my orange space right here. Okay, let's do another number. I'm going to say 2 wholes and 1/4. 2 wholes and 1/4. So I'm thinking, 2 wholes and 1/4. 2 wholes and 1/4 means it's bigger than 2 wholes. It's 2 wholes and then 1/4 more. This is where I would find 2 wholes and 1/4 down here in the blue. So 2 wholes and 1/4, it comes between, let me look at my number line. It comes between 2 and 3. Okay, let's use my example from up above. We did 3 times 2/5 and we got 6/5, which we did a number bond for, and it is equal to 1 whole and 1/5. If I had 1 whole and 1/5, where does my answer lie on my number line? It's 1 whole and another little piece. Let's put my little piece. 2, 3, 4 lines. 1/5. 1 whole and 1/5 would be between 1 and 2, because that's where the point comes on the number line. So I would say it comes between 1 and 2. And this is our lesson for today. So if you can do these, you're going to be in great shape. We have 4 examples we're going to try together. Here's number 1. What if I needed to do 2 wholes times 1/3? Well, I'm going to think back to my formula up here. Remember, I can take the whole number times the numerator. So that means I can just do 2 times 1. And that gives me 2/3. All right, so 2/3 is my answer. But between which two numbers, where would I find 2/3? Well, think in your head. I want you to picture a chocolate bar with 2/3. If somebody offers you a whole chocolate bar and somebody offers you 2/3 of a chocolate bar, which would you rather have? I would rather have the one whole because 2/3 is smaller than one whole. So it would come in this section. And look, we already graphed it. So I would say it's between 0 and 1. Let's try another one. Here's number 2. I'm going to do 4 times 2/3. 4 wholes times 2/3. Well, really all I have to do is do 4 times 2 and keep it over thirds, right? That's what this formula up at the top, remember, using our algebraic expression, my number times my numerator over the denominator. Four times 2 is 8, and I get 8/3. Oh, good. You realize something was wrong. I can't leave it 8/3, so I'm going to make a number bond and take out 3/3 and 3/3, and let's see, that's 6/3, 7, 8. 2 more thirds. Now I'm going to rename them. 1, that's 1, and 2/3 is not 1. So I have 1 plus 1, that gives me 2 and 2/3. If you have a number like 2 and 2/3, between what two numbers does your answer lie? 2 and 2/3. Go back up to our number line. 2 and 2/3 would be right in this blue section. It would be between 2 and 3. Good work. All right, number 3. Number 3 says 6 times 1/4. Well, 6 times 1/4 gives me 6/4. And I can look at this and say, uh-oh, something's wrong. I need to make a number bond. How many fourths do I need to pull out to be equal to one whole chocolate bar? 4/4 plus 4/4, 5/4, 6/4 plus 2/4. That's going to give me my answer. Let's rename that guy. 1 whole and 2/4. And we could simplify this to be 1 whole and 1/2. Now, if my answer was either of these, if you had a whole chocolate bar and 2/4 of another one, or if you had 1 whole chocolate bar and half of another one, between which two numbers does your answer lie? It would be between 1 and 2, because you have more than 1 whole chocolate bar, but not quite 2. All right, last one for today. Number 4. Let's do 8 times 2/3. I want to start by using my algebraic expression, so use those letters to think, what would I multiply together? Well, I'm going to do 8 times 2 over 3. 8 times 2 equals 16/3. I'm going to need a serious number bond, huh? I need to pull out 3/3 as many times as I can. Sorry, it's a little bit crushy down here, huh? Probably should have gone to the next page. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 1/3. That's going to be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1/3. So if I think my answer is 5 and 1/3, 5 wholes and 1/3 of another one. Between what two numbers does this answer lie? 5 and 1/3 comes between 5 and 6. And that's what you're going to be practicing today. Please take your time. Make sure to use your notebook to answer your questions. And we don't want to have any improper numbers in our answers, okay? Have a good day.